Wow, never in my life did I think I was ever gonna watch a Borat movie, let alone review it on my channel. But here we are.
We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you.
23.
Hey, what is up, you guys? This is Steffi, aka In My Humble Opinion, and welcome back to another IMHO Film Club movie review. In today's video, we are talking about a movie that I genuinely never had any intention of seeing because it is so outside of my comfort zone of what I would typically watch, but because I am making a concerted effort to watch as many Oscar movies as possible, I had to review it. And today we are talking about Borat Subsequent Moviefilm. So Borat Subsequent Moviefilm stars Sacha Baron Cohen and Maria Bakalova. The movie was directed by Jason Walliner with screenplay by Sacha Baron Cohen, Anthony Hines, Dan Swimmer, Peter Bainham, Erica Rivenoha, Dan Mazer, Jenna Friedman, and Lee Kern. Story by Sacha Baron Cohen, Anthony Hines, Dan Swimmer, and Nina Pedrad. So Borat Subsequent Moviefilm is the 14 years later sequel comedy satire to the original Borat. And Borat is back in America, this time with his 15-year-old daughter who he is trying to marry off to Mike Pence, and then later on, Rudy Giuliani. In terms of Oscars, so this movie has 2 Oscar nominations, one for Best Supporting Actress for Maria Bakalova, and 2 for Best Adapted Screenplay. And the reason why it essentially was able to get in for Adapted Screenplay is because the story, the characters, is based off of the original Borat, so that's how it got into Adapted. So before I get into this review, I just thought I would say that I have never seen a Borat movie. This is my first one. Never had an interest in watching Borat then, and I didn't really have one until Oscar season. I know who Borat is because I follow pop culture, but I'm not coming at it from the perspective of someone who is comparing this to the original, which I feel like a lot of the reviews I read and watched did. But with that being said, as in all my movie reviews here that I do on this channel, I'm going to be talking about the pros, the cons, and then I'm going to give my overall rating and review at the very end. So let's get into it. Alright, so let's talk about some of the pros. My first pro is an obvious pro, and that is Maria Bakalova. Like I said, she's nominated for Best Supporting Actress, and when I saw that she got in, especially for a Borat movie, I was like, what? How? How is this possible? But then I watched this movie and I get it. I understand the hype. She is very good in it. And for me, she is the highlight of this movie. She's funny in it, and she has to do some crazy things in this movie that honestly made me a bit uncomfortable to watch, like that fertility dance she does at that debutante ball. That was something. And also that Rudy Giuliani scene that everyone is talking about. I couldn't believe that this was something that was actually happening while I was watching this movie, and I genuinely felt very concerned for her well-being, which I will get into later. But yeah, overall, Maria Bakalova, I get the hype. She is very good in this movie. Alright, my second pro of this movie is that it is a surprisingly funny and sweet story. The comedy of Borat is not something that I typically find funny, but I was surprised by how much I genuinely did laugh throughout this movie. There are some clever scenarios that Borat and his daughter get put into, especially the use of the double entendres in this movie I thought were funny. Like the scene where Borat buys his daughter this cupcake that has a baby on it, and then he tells the daughter, you know, nobody can see us, so we have to go behind here so you can eat the cupcake. And it, you know, obviously if you're not watching the movie, it sounds like they could be talking about something else. And then later on, they show her trying to get rid of the baby because she accidentally ate the baby that was on the cupcake. But the doctor that Borat and her see is this Christian doctor who thinks that she is trying to get an abortion. Like, these are crazy scenarios that I'm imagining are very typical in the world of Borat. But for me, I was honestly most surprised that Maria Bakalova's character actually had a character arc, and that there was a character arc that existed in this kind of movie. This movie was essentially her character's coming of age feminist awakening. And I also thought too that the evolution of the father-daughter relationship between Borat and his daughter was just really genuinely sweet. I thought it was really endearing that one of the, I guess you could say, lessons of this movie is that he he found value as a father in his relationship with his daughter. And I also have to say too, I just love that this movie ends with just the two of us, even though it is like a Borat version of that song. I really love that song. And my third pro to this movie are the two Jewish women and Janice Jones. What sweet, lovely ladies. So I believe the Jewish women's names were, one was Doris and then the other one is Judith Dim Evans. And essentially how these two women get integrated into the movie is Borat walks into this synagogue and he is wearing this awful anti-Semitic clothing and claiming to these two elderly Jewish women that the Holocaust is not real because that's something that he read on Facebook. And just the way that these two women sweetly take him in and lovingly tell him the Holocaust is real because I saw it with my own two eyes, and you want to feel the bridge of my nose? Like, I have a nose just like you. And it was just like such sweet, human, decent interactions between Borat and these two Jewish elderly women that could have easily gone in a different direction. But these two women were so warm and open and receptive to Borat, and unfortunately one of the elderly women passed away last year, so RIP to Judith Dim Evans. And of course, gotta shout out my girl Janice Jones. She is a professional babysitter who at one point Borat leaves his daughter with, and she is so patient with Maria Bakalova's character. She teaches her self-love and inspires her to be empowered, and she was just another warm, loving spirit in the movie. And for me personally, I'm someone who I just genuinely love unexpected moments of kindness, and to see these unexpected moments of kindness from these three wonderful women in a Borat movie was just really amazing, and I never would have expected that in this kind of movie. Alright, so now let's get into some of the cons. So my first con of this movie is that Rudy Giuliani scene. I know that's the scene that everybody was talking about, and a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, this is exposing how awful Rudy Giuliani is. Look at them pushing the envelope. And as happy and relieved as I was they were able to get Maria Bakalova out of there before anything awful happened, I'm still a bit like on the fence that they even put her in that situation to begin with. I know like when it comes to like artists, it's like, oh, we're quote unquote suffering for our art, we have to do this for the art, but at the same time I feel like there is this line that needs to be drawn, and they really pushed it as far as they could go. But I'm still like, I still feel bad that just Maria Bakalova as a person was put in that situation, you know? And my second con of this movie is I feel like it personally dragged a little bit towards the end for me. You know, like I said earlier, I feel like the high point of this movie is Maria Bakalova. So during the part of the movie where Borat had to quarantine with these two men and she wasn't really in that segment of the film, the movie dragged a little bit and you did miss her presence on screen. And I feel like the movie kind of lost a little bit of momentum there, because for me, the movie has so much energy when Maria Bakalova is there and when she is there together with Sacha Baron Cohen. Alright, and my overall rating for this movie is a solid B+. Borat Subsequent Moviefilm is a movie outside of my comfort zone and something I would have not seen otherwise, but I was pleasantly surprised by how much I genuinely laughed and how heartwarming and sweet this movie was. I think it also helps that I had never seen the first one, so I had nothing to compare it to. With that being said, I now get the hype around Maria Bakalova, and to me, she is the best part of this movie, aside from the sweet Jewish women and Janice Jones. And ever since I've watched this movie, I've had just the two of us stuck in my head for the past couple of days, which is never a bad thing. And alright, that's about it from me for this video. If you liked it, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and please turn on the notification button down below so you know when a new video from me comes out. And comment down below your thoughts on my review as well as on Borat Subsequent Moviefilm. Do you think Maria Bakalova actually has a shot of winning Best Supporting Actress for this movie? Let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, that is pretty much it. As always, everything I said was just my own personal thoughts and all my humble opinion, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!